They say it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the end of a story can make or break an entire tale. And in pro wrestling, there may not be a more important conclusion than John Cena's retirement. From a developmental prototype, to a plucky upstart, to a detested rapper, to the man who made jorts cool. Maybe. To simply the GOAT, John Cena has done it all over the past 25 years. At Money in the Bank 2024, John Cena announced he would retire at the end of 2025. What was thought to be the final chapter of a conquering hero riding off into the sunset shockingly turned into a Harvey Dent Dark Knight level final act where John Cena turned heel at Elimination Chamber 2025, attacking Cody Rhodes and joining forces with The Rock and Travis Scott. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. John Cena began cutting scathing promos, blaming the fans for a 20-year relationship of abuse, and even yelled at that kid. He made that kid cry. And then at Wrestlemania, with the help of Travis Scott, not The Rock, John Cena defeated Cody Rhodes to become the 17-time world champion. From there, John Cena promised to ruin professional wrestling. He announced the night after WrestleMania that he had 27 dates, not matches, dates, left in his career. He claimed that when the counter hit 0, the professional wrestling timeline as we know it stops, as he promised to take the WWE Championship with him and be the last real champion. So what happens next? Where does WWE go from here with their most important storyline potentially ever? I'm JR Judy, and this is how WWE should book John Cena's farewell tour. So a bit of housekeeping, I am recording this on Thursday, May the 8th, 2 nights before Backlash, so hopefully WWE didn't do anything on SmackDown to screw up my timeline. As I'm recording this, John Cena is set to defend the WWE Championship against Randy Orton one more time. Last in a lifetime. We promise. If my math is correct, and I really hope it is, because if it doesn't, my entire video and idea is ruined, John Cena has 26 more dates before his retirement. Now, I know John Cena has already been announced for 9 dates in the future, so I'm contractually obligated to use those dates, which means I've got 15 free spaces on my John Cena Monopoly board to play with. Alright, now that that's out of the way, May 10th, 26 dates remaining, brings us to Backlash, where John Cena defends his WWE Championship against Randy Orton. Towards the end of the match, the referee goes down and Randy Orton delivers an RKO to Cena, getting a visual pinfall on the champion. Randy goes to wake up the referee, and when he turns around, he's planted with an AA by John Cena, but Orton kicks out at 2. Cena sits in shock, unsure of what to do next, feeling his stranglehold on professional wrestling slipping between his fingers, and that's when the desperation sets in. John and Randy both rise to their feet and lock eyes before John low blows the referee, purposely getting himself disqualified, calling back to when Randy Orton got himself disqualified in their championship match back at No Way Out 2008. Storytelling. Also, earlier in the night, although it's not announced, I'd have a tag team match between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker against the unlikely team of CM Punk and Roman Reigns, where Seth pins CM Punk to get the win for their team. After the match, Paul Heyman grabs his phone and speaks into it saying, "We'll get it done." Braun and Seth then put Roman and Punk through tables, leaving them laying after the match. The SmackDown after Backlash on May 16th is the next time we see John Cena. John comes out to cut a promo reminding fans he's a man of his word. He's never wavered from his word. He said he was going to ruin wrestling and be the last real champion. But then, out of nowhere, Randy Orton appears behind Cena and drops him with another RKO. Randy lines up Cena for the punt, but before he can strike, Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker appear and beat down Randy Orton. John Cena joins in on the beatdown as the show closes with John and Seth shaking hands while Paul Heyman answers his phone, saying it's done. The following Monday, Raw opens up with CM Punk demanding John Cena, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman come out to face him. But instead of them, Roman Reigns makes his way to the ring. Both men not only want revenge on Seth, Braun, and Paul, but they also want what John Cena holds most dear, the WWE Championship. Punk hasn't had a WWE Championship match in over 12 years, and Roman has still never received his rematch after losing the championship at WrestleMania 40. As the two men come face to face, Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Seth Rollins come out without John Cena. Paul says if Punk and Roman want to get their hands on John so badly, they can do it in a match, which brings the crowd to their feet. But not here tonight. Paul reiterates that John Cena is going to ruin wrestling, but he's not a monster. He only has limited dates left, and he's not going to waste one here in Greenville, South Carolina. Paul tells Roman and Punk they can both have a match on Saturday night's main event. It will be Seth, Braun, and John Cena, Paul Heyman's new dangerous alliance against Roman, Punk, and whatever's left of Randy Orton. Later in the night, CM Punk is facing Braun Breaker in the main event and is attacked by Seth Rollins. Punk is laid out with multiple curb stomps, and Roman Reigns is nowhere to be found. The camera cuts backstage to see Paul Heyman sitting on a forklift conveniently parked in front of Roman Reigns' locker room door, laughing as Raw goes off the air. The following Friday on SmackDown, CM Punk comes to the ring nursing the injuries he received Monday on Raw and calls out Roman Reigns for not helping him. Roman tries to defend himself before Randy Orton comes out to separate the two men. He tries to play peacemaker, stating this is exactly what the Dangerous Alliance wants. But once again, with their backs turned, Seth and Braun attacked, armed with steel chairs, leaving all three men laying once again. The next time we see John Cena is Saturday night's main event on May 24th. John Cena's counter is now down to 24 dates left as John makes his way to the ring for the main event. John Cena, Braun Breaker, and Seth Rollins, the Dangerous Alliance, take on Randy Orton, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. At the conclusion of this chaotic six-man tag match, CM Punk hits a GTS on Seth Rollins, followed by Roman Reigns spearing John Cena. Punk pins Seth to score the win, while Roman has a visible pin on John Cena behind the referee's back. The following Friday on SmackDown, May 30th, CM Punk comes out to demand a WWE Championship match against John Cena after scoring the win for his team on Saturday night's main event. He calls out John knowing he's already been advertised for the show tonight, so come on out and update your stupid little counter. He says that John Cena seems to be on a greatest hits tour, so it's only fitting they run back John's greatest match one more time at Money in the Bank. But instead of John Cena coming out, it's Roman Reigns. Roman tells Punk that he may have scored the pin for the team, but he pinned Seth. Roman was the one who had John Cena's shoulder on the mat last Saturday night. General Manager Nick Aldis appears on stage and agrees both men have a legitimate claim to a championship match, and that he was just authorized to book a colossal main event tonight on SmackDown. Roman Reigns will face CM Punk on SmackDown, with the winner to face John Cena at Money in the Bank. Later in the night, Punk and Roman are both in the ring, but before the bell sounds, Paul Heyman appears on the stage, cell phone in hand, and says he has just received a phone call and was told to come out and inform both CM Punk and Roman Reigns that this match would now be a street fight. Towards the end of the match, Braun Breaker appears and spears Roman Reigns, allowing CM Punk to hit a GTS on Roman and become the #1 contender. Immediately after the match, Braun spears CM Punk through a table positioned in the corner, leaving Punk a broken, mangled mess. The lower third graphic appears on screen, but Wade Barrett questions where John Cena was. He was scheduled to appear tonight, yet we've never seen the champ once. Then John Cena's music hits. He slowly walks out and sits atop the ramp, a la CM Punk 14 years ago. John Cena cuts a pipe bomb. CM Punk, while you lay there, hopefully as uncomfortably as you possibly can be, I want you to listen to me. I want you to digest this before I leave in 23 dates with the WWE Championship. I have a lot to get off my chest. I don't hate you, Punk. I don't even dislike you. I do like you. I like you a heck of a lot more than I like most of the people in the back. I hate this idea that you're the best in the world, because you're not. I'm the best. I'm the best of all time. There's one thing you're better at than me, and that's kissing the fans' ass. You're as good at kissing the fans' ass as Triple H was. I've been the best ever since day one when I walked into this company, and I've been vilified and hated since day one because Vince McMahon saw something in me that nobody else wanted to admit. That's right. I'm a Vince McMahon guy. And you know who else was a Vince McMahon guy? The Rock. And just like he did, I became a bigger star than the entire WWE. The only difference between The Rock and I is when I leave, I'm leaving with the WWE Championship. I've grabbed so many of the fans' imaginary brass rings over the year, it's finally dawned on me. They're just that, completely imaginary. The only thing that's real is me, and the fact that day in and day out for the last 25 years, I have proved to everybody in the world that I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, and even a commentary. Nobody can touch me. And trust me, this isn't sour grapes, but the fact that CM Punk was in the participation award version of a WrestleMania main event, taking attention away from my moment, makes me sick. Oh, and let me get one thing straight. Those of you who are cheering me right now, you are just as big a part of me leaving as anything else. Because you're the ones who abused me. You're the ones who never appreciated me. You're the ones who at 5 in the morning at the airport try to shove a program in my face so you can get an autograph and sell it on eBay because you're too lazy to get a real job. I'm leaving Money in the Bank with the WWE Championship, and after that, I've only got 21 dates left. I said I'm going to ruin professional wrestling for you, and I'm a man of my word. Maybe I'll go defend this in AAA. Maybe I'll go defend this in TNA. Maybe I'll just show up and talk 21 more times and then take this home with me forever. The reason I'm leaving is you people. Because after I'm gone, you're still going to pour money into this company. I'm just a spoke on the wheel. The wheel's going to keep turning, and I understand that. Triple H is going to make money to spite himself. He's a millionaire who should be a billionaire. You know why he isn't a billionaire? Because he listens to you people and caters to whatever you post about online. He wants you to be happy and get everything you want. That's not how life works. After all you've done, you don't deserve to be happy. And at Money in the Bank, I'm going to teach you all a valuable lesson. Life isn't fair. John Cena's counter ticks down to 22 dates, and the next time we see him is June 7th at Money in the Bank. Earlier in the night, Seth Rollins is a last-minute addition to the Money in the Bank ladder match, and with the help of Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins wins the briefcase, vowing to be John Cena's Shield. And in the main event, 14 years after their instant classic, John Cena faces CM Punk once again at Money in the Bank. After multiple distractions from Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman, CM Punk manages to lift up John Cena and deliver a GTS before pinning John Cena as the crowd erupts. But what CM Punk, the referee, and the audience in the arena missed was Paul Heyman sliding John Cena's foot under the bottom rope after the 3 count. As Paul Heyman yells to the referee, The Rock's music hits. For the first time since Elimination Chamber, The Rock returns and orders the referee to restart the match. Punk, standing in shock, clutching the championship, comes face to face with The Rock before being low-blowed by John Cena. Cena hits an attitude adjustment to retain the title, and after the match, The Rock, John Cena, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman stand in the middle of the ring, and John Cena blows a kiss to the camera, just like CM Punk blew a kiss that fateful night in Chicago. But as the Dangerous Alliance stands stronger than ever over CM Punk, Roman Reigns appears at the top of the ramp to end the show. The following SmackDown on June 13th opens with the entire Dangerous Alliance in the ring. The Rock explains this is all part of the plan. Ever since Roman Reigns lost the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 40, The Rock's been doing everything he can to try and gain back control of WWE. And finally, the pieces have all come together. It just took some time to open John Cena's eyes. It took a visionary to help John Cena see what was really going on. It took a revolutionary to form this unstoppable alliance. It took an architect for this plan to come together. After WrestleMania 40, The Rock knew Seth Rollins was the man to carry WWE on his back. He knows Braun Breaker is the future of the business to carry it higher than it ever has been before, and he knows Paul Heyman is the greatest mind in the history of the business. And then there's you, the missing piece to our puzzle, the greatest of all time, our forever champion John Cena, the last real champion John Cena. As long as you have that championship, and as long as you have us, you'll live forever. Roman Reigns comes out and chuckles at The Rock. You're so desperate to stay relevant that you'll latch on to anything you can sink your teeth into. That's why you hopped on my island of relevancy. But remember something, Rock, you acknowledged me. No matter how powerful you think you may be, I'm still the tribal chief, and John Cena is still holding my championship. My championship that I held for 1,316 days. My championship that I never received a rematch for. But I'm coming for that rematch, John, and I'll even give you time to rest up. July 12th, Saturday Night's Main Event 40. The biggest Saturday Night's Main Event ever sees the biggest championship match ever. The Rock ponders for a minute and then says yes, as long as Roman Reigns can prove he's still truly the head of the table tonight. Roman is forced to run a bloodline gauntlet on SmackDown, and The Rock pulls out all the stops to attempt to prevent Roman Reigns from earning a championship match. Roman must defeat Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, the returning Lance Anoa'i, Manu, Sean Maluta, a debuting Zilla Fatu, and Solo Sikoa before The Rock tells Roman Reigns his next opponent will be both Jimmy and Jey Uso in a handicap match. Jimmy and Jey enter the ring reluctantly, but then, reminiscent of Kofi Kingston's gauntlet, the Usos forfeit, advancing Roman to the final match against Jacob Fatu. A beaten down Roman valiantly fights off Jacob, but the Samoan Werewolf is too much until Solo Sikoa accidentally hits Jacob with the United States Championship while aiming for Roman Reigns, allowing Roman to score the pin and the win. Roman stands tall, but it's immediately taken out by John Cena with the WWE Championship. The following on SmackDown, June 20th, the last show John Cena is currently advertised for with the exception of the October Australia shows, John Cena and Roman Reigns arrive to sign the contract for their championship match on Saturday Night's Main Event. Cena points to the Tron as the counter ticks down to 20 dates remaining as he takes his seat, while Roman moves his chair to the head of the table before reminding John he's never beaten Roman. John may be the GOAT, but Roman is on a different level. John attempts to attack Roman after the contract is signed, but Roman takes him out with a spear and then powerbombs him through the table. We don't see John Cena for almost an entire month until Saturday Night's Main Event, while Roman is put through a series of grueling matches thanks to Paul Heyman's Dangerous Alliance, which has now joined forces with the Bloodline as Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and The Rock tighten their grip over WWE. Alright, now that we've fulfilled all of John Cena's advertised dates, it's time to take a little creative liberty with John Cena's schedule and finish off these remaining 19 dates. The first date we'll use is July 12th for Saturday Night's Main Event 40 and the previously mentioned John Cena versus Roman Reigns match for the WWE Championship. At the end of the match, Roman lines up Cena for the spear until The Rock's music hits and The Rock appears on stage. He does the finger throat thing where he ends up way on his face, and then out from under the ring, Travis Scott appears and low blows Roman Reigns. Cena then delivers a low blow of his own and an attitude adjustment to retain the title. As the three men stand tall over Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes appears for the first time since WrestleMania, standing atop the ring and telling John Cena he wants his rematch. John Cena grabs a microphone and simply says, "No." On the next few episodes of Raw and SmackDown, Cody Rhodes calls out John Cena, demanding his title shot, but John Cena doesn't appear. Instead, Paul Heyman and the Dangerous Alliance continually tell Cody, "By orders of the final boss, your request has been denied," before beating down Cody Rhodes. But John Cena isn't going back into hiding just yet, he's just changing scenery. We skip ahead 8 days in the calendar to Sunday, July 20th. Now what WWE PLE is that, you ask? Well, it isn't one. It's TNA Slammiversary from Elmont, New York. In my timeline, Trick Williams defeated Joe Hendry at NXT Battleground for the TNA World Championship to send the wrestling world into total madness. At Slammiversary, Joe Hendry comes out not for a TNA World Championship rematch. He tells the crowd that while he may not be wrestling for the World Championship, the fans said his name, so he appeared. Joe says he's got his gear on and is looking for a fight, so he issues an open challenge to anyone. He wants to give someone a massive opportunity, much like Randy Orton gave him at WrestleMania. The challenge is shockingly answered by John Cena, who defeats Joe Hendry with the help of Travis Scott in a relatively short match. After the match, John Cena points to the screen and the dates left counter appears on the screen and ticks down to 17. The crowd boos as John Cena grabs a mic and says, "I told you all, anytime I show up is one day closer to the end. I'm gonna ruin..."
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
He's interrupted by the intro of Cody Rhodes' music, who appears in TNA for the first time in over 8 years. Cody runs down to the ring and lays out Travis Scott and John Cena with crossroads before standing tall holding the WWE Championship over his head in a TNA ring. After his TNA debut, John Cena goes back into hiding while Cody Rhodes continues to demand a rematch with John Cena. On the July 25th episode of SmackDown, Cody Rhodes comes to the ring and demands his championship rematch. He tells John Cena he will chase him all over this planet if he has to. He'll do whatever it takes just to get his hands on he and Travis Scott after what they did at WrestleMania. Just then, Travis Scott and Paul Heyman appear on stage, flanked by the entire Dangerous Alliance. Per orders of the final boss, Cody Rhodes will receive his WWE Championship rematch at SummerSlam on one condition. Cody Rhodes will face John Cena on night 2 of SummerSlam if, and only if, he wins a tag team match on night 1 of SummerSlam. On one side of the ring will be Travis Scott and John Cena, and on the other side will be Cody Rhodes and a partner of his choosing. Cody yells, "I accept," before Paul Heyman shakes his head in disappointment. Cody. Haven't you learned anything from our previous business ventures? You're living in the final boss's world, so you'll play under his rules. Your tag team partner can be anyone you want, as long as they've never held an active championship in WWE or NXT. So no CM Punk, no Roman Reigns, no Sami Zayn, no Usos, no Shawn Spears, no Ricky Saints, and not even your older brother Dustin. Good luck, Cody. Cody Rhodes spends the remainder of SmackDown and the following episode of Raw searching for a tag team partner, but coming up empty-handed for various reasons. Heels are reluctant to stand against the Dangerous Alliance, while potential babyface partners such as the Motor City Machine Guns are attacked backstage, and any other potential partner has held one of the many active championships in WWE. Cody even considers Dragon Lee, but is reminded the Speed Championship is an active title, thus disqualifying Dragon Lee. There's too many belts in WWE. Cody continues his search on the August 1st episode of SmackDown one night before SummerSlam. At one point, R-Truth volunteers to be Cody's partner so he can share the ring with his childhood hero John Cena, before Cody reminds Truth he's been the United States champion 2 different times. To which Truth responds, "I did? My bad, dog." I love R-Truth. He's a national treasure. Protect him at all costs. Eventually, Cody turns the corner and sees Penta. The two simply nod, but in the distance, Paul Heyman is spotted and immediately pulls out his cell phone. Later in the evening, the Lucha Brothers come to the ring and await their opponents, but before anyone comes out, Paul Heyman appears. Per the order of the final boss, Penta and Phoenix, your scheduled match for the evening has been changed. Due to your exceptional work as of late, the final boss has decided to reward you with a WWE Tag Team Championship match tonight. The champions Pretty Deadly make their way to the ring, but before the bell can sound, Paul Heyman also announces that this match will be a lumberjack match. The lumberjacks make their way to the ring and are all the members of the Dangerous Alliance. Towards the end of the match, Travis Scott and John Cena sneak into the ring, both decking Pretty Deadly in the head with their championships behind the referee's back. John with his WWE Championship and Travis with his replica Hardcore Championship. Please go away, Travis Scott. John Cena then delivers an AA to Penta on top of Elton Prince, while Travis Scott wakes up the referee, and the Lucha Brothers win the WWE Tag Team Championships as John Cena grabs a microphone and tells Cody Rhodes, "Time's up. No partner, no tag team match, no rematch." Cody appears on the stage looking distraught before Bad Bunny's music shockingly hits and the two shake hands, making the match official. We all know it's leading to that tag team match at some point, at least we'll make it make sense in the story. And to those of you who are saying, well, Bad Bunny held the WWE 24/7 title, I said active championships. I found a loophole. So we go on to SummerSlam, the biggest two-night rager of the summer. On night one, here's a few things I'd have happen. With help from the Dangerous Alliance, Braun Breaker defeats Jey Uso to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Solo Sikoa defeats CM Punk with the help of Jacob Fatu, but later in the night, Jacob Fatu loses the United States Championship to Obafemi. Give me that match, please and thank you, after Solo's interference backfires. And in the main event, John Cena and Travis Scott versus Cody Rhodes and Bad Bunny. The match ends with a wild and chaotic brawl on night one, featuring multiple run-ins from the Dangerous Alliance as well as Cody's babyface Avengers, which ends with Cody Rhodes hitting Travis Scott with a crossroads as John Cena is outside the ring. Cody pins Travis before Cena can make the save, leaving Cena in shock and disbelief that now he has no choice but to face Cody tomorrow night for the WWE Championship. On night two, we start SummerSlam just the way we ended night one, with another chaotic brawl featuring the Dangerous Alliance and Cody's Avengers. We start the night with Roman Reigns defeating Seth Rollins in a chaotic brawl full of run-ins featuring the Usos, Sami Zayn, and the Dangerous Alliance. During the main event between Cody Rhodes and John Cena, the referee goes down once again and Travis Scott appears, hopefully not taking 45 minutes to get to the ring like he did at WrestleMania. Cody again lays out Travis Scott with crossroads and turns to see John Cena with the WWE Championship once again. He stops Cena from hitting him with the title, but this time doesn't hesitate and hits John Cena with the WWE Championship. Cody then delivers crossroads and pins John Cena to regain the WWE Championship. Immediately after the match, The Rock's music hits and he does the weird cutthroat up his face again, and just then Seth Rollins attacks Cody Rhodes from behind, curb stomping Cody on the Money in the Bank briefcase for cashing in and winning the WWE Championship. The following night on Raw, the Dangerous Alliance minus John Cena celebrate both of their world champions as The Rock declares full control over WWE. He says the celebration will continue Friday on SmackDown with the return of The Rock's corporate champion, John Cena. On the August 8th episode of SmackDown, the Dangerous Alliance stands in the ring as John Cena's music hits. Cena enters the ring, comes face to face with Seth Rollins. He gives him a nod and shakes his hand before turning to The Rock. Two shake hands as John Cena grabs a microphone, but before he can speak, The Rock lowers John Cena's microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, the former 17-time world champion, the former 2-time Royal Rumble winner, the former face that runs the place, the former member of the Dangerous Alliance, John Cena. The Rock motions up his face to the Dangerous Alliance, and before John Cena realizes what's happening, Braun Breaker spears John Cena. The members of the Dangerous Alliance take turns dismantling Cena, including a Jacob Fatu moonsault and 2 curb stomps from Seth Rollins. The Rock grabs the microphone and says, "You failed us, John. We gave you everything, and you failed us. But the final boss is always 20 moves ahead. I told you as long as you had that championship, you'd live forever. But look at you now, boy." And The Rock starts to whip John Cena with his belt. "I gave you every chance to live forever. I gave you every chance to be immortal. Bigger than Hogan, bigger than Austin, but you failed. Look at the screen, John. 13 dates. 13 dates is all you had left. We are 13 dates away from our plan being complete, and you screwed it up. And now, you have to pay, John. I'm going to make your last 13 dates a living hell. I'm going to kill the legacy of John Cena, and there's nothing you can do about it. I own your soul, John. You could have lived forever." The Rock gives a nod, and the Dangerous Alliance continue to beat down John Cena while no one from the back comes to help. They take John Cena outside of the ring as Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu, and Seth Rollins deliver a shield powerbomb to John Cena through the announce table. And then The Rock pulls out a cinder block from underneath the ring and places John Cena's head atop it. He motions to Seth Rollins to finish him off with a curb stomp, but then Cody Rhodes' music hits. Cody Rhodes, armed with a sledgehammer, saves John Cena as the Dangerous Alliance calmly exit through the crowd. SmackDown ends with Cody standing over a broken down John Cena. After the beatdown, we don't see John Cena for a few weeks while the other baby faces like Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, the Usos, and Roman Reigns continue to battle with the Dangerous Alliance. On the August 25th episode of Raw, Paul Heyman announces that per the orders of the final boss, John Cena is contractually obligated to appear this Friday on SmackDown. On SmackDown, John Cena comes out to the ring with no entrance music. There's no fancy entrance video. There's no energy. No excitement, just a man. John Cena grabs the microphone to speak, but before he can, The Rock's music hits and the Dangerous Alliance appear on stage. "John, I told you I was going to kill your legacy. And The Rock's always a man of his word. So until your date's left counter reads 0, you will do whatever the final boss wants. You will show up when I want and where I want. You will wrestle whoever I want. I own you. You're gonna sell me 1,000,000 Fruity Pebble colored t-shirts. You're gonna sign thousands of autographs. Until the end of the year, your soul belongs to The Rock, and I'm gonna run you into the ground until there's nothing left of you. And it starts this Sunday at Clash in Paris. You see, while the Dangerous Alliance is enjoying our time beating you down, we also wanted to share the wealth and give a chance to some other superstars to finish you off. So from here on out, to anyone who the Dangerous Alliance deems worthy of facing John Cena, if they defeat you, John, they can live forever with us. And your first challenge, John, is this man. Gunther's music hits and the ring general stands next to the final boss. The two shake hands as the match is made official for Clash in Paris. On August 31st, WWE presents Clash in Paris, featuring matches such as Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and the Usos against Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Zilla Fatu, and Tama Tonga, with the OG Bloodline gaining the win after another miscommunication between Solo and Jacob. CM Punk defeats Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship, while Cody Rhodes comes up short in his challenge of Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship thanks to a Paul Heyman distraction. And in the main event, Gunther destroys John Cena in a shockingly one-sided beatdown. The match is uncomfortably similar to Brock Lesnar versus John Cena from SummerSlam 2014, re-establishing Gunther as a monster. After the match, John Cena isn't seen for the entire month of September, selling the beatdown, while Gunther becomes a satellite member of the Dangerous Alliance, receiving preferential treatment from The Rock and Paul Heyman. On the September 29th episode of Raw, Paul Heyman comes to the ring and says it's been over a month since we've seen John Cena. He reminds everyone that John Cena has 11 more dates he's contractually obligated to. That's 11 dates the final boss can sell more merchandise. John Cena is already confirmed for WWE's tour of Australia in October, but The Rock thinks it's only fair that John Cena has a bit of a warm-up to prepare. So per orders of the final boss, John Cena is hereby contractually obligated to compete this Friday on SmackDown against a member of the Dangerous Alliance. So on the October 3rd episode of SmackDown, John Cena again comes to the ring with no music as Paul Heyman introduces his opponent, Zilla Fatu. Towards the end of the match, Zilla goes for his Superman Samoan Spike, but John Cena catches him and delivers an attitude adjustment, but before he can go for the pin, Solo Sikoa enters the ring, attacking John Cena. Both Solo and Zilla hit a double Samoan Spike on John, leaving him laying, as Solo grabs the microphone and tells John next week on SmackDown, it's John Cena versus Solo Sikoa, Bloodline rules. With 10 dates left on John Cena's farewell tour, the WWE travels across the globe to Australia, and the first stop is SmackDown on October 10th, where John Cena battles Solo Sikoa in a Bloodline rules match to start the show. At the conclusion of the match, John Cena delivers an attitude adjustment to Solo onto the steel stairs, but is attacked by Jacob Fatu, who drags Solo on top of John Cena to score the pinfall win. Later in the evening, Paul Heyman is stopped backstage by SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis. Nick questions Paul, asking him if he thinks this all is going too far with John Cena. This is no way to treat a legend on his final run, Nick says. Paul looks at Nick and asks if he likes his quality of life, if he likes the fancy cars and the big house he can afford because of WWE. Paul reminds Nick this is a business. WWE is $1 billion business, and a lot of those dollars come from John Cena. The board of directors know that, and because of that, The Rock is going to squeeze every last penny he can out of John Cena. Every colored t-shirt and armband he can put out so these idiots can buy him. Every time John Cena's on a show, the money goes up. It's simple business. You get that, right, Nick? It's job security. And if you like your job security, you'll be a good boy and draw up a contract for me. Because I just got off the phone with The Rock, and per the orders of the final boss, tomorrow night at Crown Jewel Australia, it'll be John Cena versus Jacob Fatu. Paul pats Nick on the shoulder, as Nick simply shakes his head in disbelief. The following night, October the 11th, is Crown Jewel Australia, and backstage, Nick Aldis is seen talking to Raw General Manager Adam Pearce about how he's starting to feel sorry for John Cena. He asks Adam Pearce how he feels about the Dangerous Alliance undermining their authority, but before he can answer, Paul Heyman walks into frame. I didn't mean to interrupt, but please continue. It sounds like, Nick, you aren't happy with some of the decisions the Dangerous Alliance has been making lately. Adam, how do you feel about this? You know, it's getting close to the end of the year, guys, and those year-end job reviews are coming up quickly. So make sure you guys put your best foot forward. Oh, and one more thing, Nick, that contract you drew up last night for me, can you make a small addendum to it? Per orders of the final boss, this match will now be contested under Bloodline rules. Paul pats Nick on the shoulder and shakes Adam's hand as he walks out of frame. From here on out, Nick Aldis continues to grow disgusted with the Dangerous Alliance, while Adam Pearce begins to agree more and more with them in fear of losing his job. During the show, CM Punk is able to retain his World Heavyweight Championship over Braun Breaker, who is scolded by Paul Heyman after the match. Seth Rollins retains his WWE Championship over Sami Zayn. Roman Reigns and the Usos defeat Zilla Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa in a 6-man tag team match, and Gunther defeats Cody Rhodes after a distraction by Paul Heyman on the undercard. The main event sees John Cena defeat Jacob Fatu in a Bloodline rules match after Solo's attempted interference backfires once again, as Solo accidentally hits Jacob with a Samoan Spike, leading to an attitude adjustment for John to score the win. After the match, Jacob finally snaps, attacking Solo Sikoa as Paul Heyman grabs his phone and frantically makes a call. We need your help. John Cena is down to 8 remaining dates, and one of those is Raw from Australia on October the 13th. This Raw turns out to be a monumental one as The Rock appears calling an emergency meeting of the Dangerous Alliance. The group comes down to ringside minus Jacob Fatu, who is shown in the parking lot. Satellite member Gunther has even been brought into the ring for the meeting as tensions are running high from last night. The Rock says Jacob Fatu disobeyed orders and went against his family, a crime punishable by banishment. The Rock hereby kicks out Jacob Fatu from the Dangerous Alliance, giving his spot to a debuting Tala Tonga, aka Hikuleo. Braun Breaker comes to The Rock and tells him not to worry, he'll handle the Jacob problem himself. The Rock chuckles before questioning why Braun thinks The Rock would trust him. 2 consecutive PLEs, he's lost to CM Punk. He lost the World Heavyweight Championship. He made the Dangerous Alliance look weak. The Rock doesn't know if Braun really is the guy he thought he was. The Rock doesn't know if he has enough ruthless aggression to be the future of this company like The Rock thought he did, but he knows somebody who does. And just then, Zilla Fatu blindsides Braun Breaker with a Super Samoan spike as he and the rest of the Dangerous Alliance beat down Braun Breaker. The Rock motions to Seth Rollins with his weird up the face thing, and Seth curb stomps Braun into the mat. Just then, Drew McIntyre runs down to ringside and stands opposite of the Dangerous Alliance, staring a hole through The Rock before picking up Braun Breaker and delivering a future shock DDT. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa then hold up Braun Breaker so Drew can deliver a Claymore kick. Drew gets to his feet and grabs the microphone out of The Rock's hand and says, "How's that for ruthless aggression?" For too long, Drew's been sitting on the sidelines watching people like John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and even CM Punk get the opportunities that should be his. I've seen what you've done for Gunther, and now I think it's my turn to get a piece of the pie. Let me prove myself tonight. Let me take out John Cena. The Rock smiles. See, this is what The Rock's talking about. Braun never had this killer instinct. Jacob Fatu was never this much of a monster. John Cena never had this much ruthless aggression. Drew, if you beat John Cena tonight, we'll make sure, just like Gunther, you'll live forever. In the main event, after a distraction by The Rock, Drew McIntyre defeats John Cena, and then after the match, Drew positions a chair in the corner and delivers another Claymore kick to John Cena, similar to what he did to Damian Priest at Wrestlemania 41, resulting in John Cena being stretchered out of the arena. As he's being loaded into the ambulance, Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce are seen next to the ambulance and are approached by Paul Heyman, who asks how they're doing. Adam, being a good little soldier, nods and says, "Very well, Mr. Heyman," while Nick, at his breaking point, turns to Paul Heyman and tells Paul, "I hope you and The Rock are both proud of yourself. You both make me sick." Just then, Nick's phone rings, and as he looks at the caller ID, a smile appears on his face for the first time in weeks. John Cena has 7 dates left on his farewell tour, but thanks to the injury suffered at the hands of Drew McIntyre, we're going to write John Cena off for a little over a month. That way we can save some of these dates. In the meantime, Raw General Manager Adam Pearce reluctantly joins the Bloodline as their general manager in order to keep his job, while Nick Aldis sides with the babyface Avengers of Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Sami Zayn, and the Usos. Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu are also at odds with the Dangerous Alliance, but are not welcomed into the Avenger group. Because of his disgust with Paul Heyman and The Rock, Nick Aldis eventually gets himself fired by The Rock, but instead of anger, a smile comes across Nick's face, leaving the Dangerous Alliance puzzled. "You know, Rock, I was hoping you'd say that. Paul, remember that phone call I had to take a few weeks ago? Rock, was it you that said you're always 20 moves ahead? Well, gentlemen, you may be 20 moves ahead, but we are 21 moves ahead." Just then, Triple H's music hits and he and Shawn Michaels appear on stage. Triple H says The Rock may be on the board, but this isn't the boardroom. This is a wrestling ring. My wrestling ring. You want to be in control of the business aspects of WWE? Go right ahead. But I'm going to run my show. I've sat back long enough, and I'm not going to let you or the Dangerous Alliance ruin it anymore. Triple H proceeds to announce a few matches for the Survivor Series. Braun Breaker will face Zilla Fatu to determine who truly is the future of WWE. Jacob Fatu will face Solo Sikoa inside of a steel cage. Former SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis will make his WWE in-ring debut against Adam Pearce. And in the main event will be a traditional Survivor Series elimination match, the Dangerous Alliance versus Team WWE. If the Dangerous Alliance wins, then Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Nick Aldis, and anyone else in their camp will step aside. The Dangerous Alliance gets full control over everything. But if Team WWE wins, the Dangerous Alliance disbands forever. The Rock accepts and announces the Dangerous Alliance's team will be WWE Champion Seth Rollins, Gunther, Drew McIntyre, and their newest satellite member. But before he can announce the name, Triple H interrupts him. "Hey Rock, remember how you main evented WrestleMania 40 last year? Remember all the logistical loopholes we had to jump through with you being on the board of directors and in so many movies? Remember all those contract restructures we had to go through? You didn't read the fine print. That contract stated you were contractually obligated to wrestle at least 1 match per year for the duration of your contract. So per orders of the game, the Dangerous Alliance's 4th man will be The Rock. But don't worry, Rock, we'll make it worth your precious time, because Team WWE will be World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and Otis. Obviously, it's John Cena. It's obviously John Cena. This story wouldn't make sense if it wasn't John Cena. John Cena's the fourth man. I'm trying to have internet fun. So, after that long build-up, Survivor Series looks like this. Nick Aldis defeats Adam Pearce, the two shake hands after the match, and Nick returns to the role of SmackDown General Manager, but does lace up his boots from time to time moving forward. Jacob Fatu delivers a super splat off the top of the cage to defeat Solo Sikoa in their steel cage match, allowing Jacob to break off as a main event single star. Braun Breaker defeats Zilla Fatu in an entertaining Haas fight, and in the main event traditional Survivor Series elimination match, it comes down to Seth Rollins and The Rock against John Cena. John Cena eliminates Seth Rollins by avoiding a curb stop and locking in an STF, forcing Seth Rollins to submit before low-blowing The Rock, doing the weird cut thing toward The Rock, and delivering an attitude adjustment to The Rock to be the sole survivor for his team. The Dangerous Alliance is now disbanded, John Cena is now free, and we move to December for the final 6 dates of John Cena's career. Following Monday, December the 1st on Raw, John Cena opens the show. The vibrant colors of an entrance video have returned, and for the first time since Elimination Chamber, he even acknowledges cameraman Stu before running to the ring. For the first time since SummerSlam, John Cena speaks. He starts off his promo apologizing to the fans. He apologizes to everyone he hurt over the past year. He even apologizes to that kid, the one he made cry all those months ago. He admits the pressure of chasing the 17th World Championship got to him. His desperation led to him selling his soul to The Rock in the pursuit of the record. He was told by The Rock the fans were abusing him, but that couldn't have been farther from the truth. Even at his lowest point this year, the crowd still cheered and supported him. When he told the fans he was going to kill professional wrestling, they still supported him. They supported John Cena, the man. He says after tonight, he only has 5 dates left and makes a promise to give back to the WWE before he goes. He wants to leave the WWE in a better place than it was when he got here. He mentioned that when he debuted, the WWE was looking for the next megastar, someone with ruthless aggression. John Cena's goal was to find someone with that ruthless aggression and announces the John Cena Ruthless Aggression Open Challenge, which will culminate at a special PLE on December 28th entitled Ruthless Aggression. Anyone who answers the challenge between now and the end of the year and defeats John Cena will receive a future World Championship match in 2026. Just then, Logan Paul's music hits. He tells John Cena he doesn't need to search for the future, it's standing right in front of him. John Cena versus Logan Paul main events Raw, with John Cena winning a highly competitive match with the STF. The next 3 weeks on Raw, John Cena competes in John Cena Ruthless Aggression Open Challenge matches. On December 8th, John Cena is challenged by Carmelo Hayes. Cena catches Carmelo out of the air and delivers an attitude adjustment to score the pin, and later in the evening, John Cena shakes Carmelo's hand backstage, acknowledging him similar to how The Undertaker acknowledged John Cena back in 2002. On December 15th, John Cena's open challenge is answered by Ricky Saints, who stands toe-to-toe with John Cena in a promo battle to start the show, and in the main event, Ricky comes the closest thus far to defeating Cena, but eventually falls victim to an attitude adjustment as John scores another win. On December 22nd, John Cena's open challenge is answered by Dirty Dominic Mysterio, but even after multiple attempts of cheating by Dominic Mysterio, John Cena forces Dom to submit to the STF, and after the match, John Cena rises to his feet and looks at the screen as the counter counts down to 2 dates remaining. He grabs a microphone before he can speak. Braun Breaker comes to the ring. Braun tells Cena he's been called the future of WWE his entire career. He's had everything handed to him by Paul Heyman and The Rock all year. He was practically gifted the World Heavyweight Championship, but he has to know if he can do it on his own. He has to know if he's truly the future. He needs to know if he has ruthless aggression. He and John Cena shake hands and the match is made official. Braun Breaker versus John Cena at Ruthless Aggression. So we go to Sunday, December the 28th, a special WWE PLE entitled Ruthless Aggression, John Cena's final PLE. And with it being after Christmas, WWE loads this card up to try to boost ticket sales as much as possible. They want to make as much money as they can on this show. This card is loaded. Some of the matches include Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu versus Zilla Fatu, CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, and the main event, John Cena versus Braun Breaker. After a hard-hitting back-and-forth match, Braun Breaker hits a third spear, finally putting John Cena away for the win. After the match, John Cena and Braun Breaker shake hands before Braun exits the ring, giving John Cena his moment to soak in the applause from the crowd as the counter on the Tron now reads 1 date remaining. From here, Braun Breaker transitioned to a feud with Seth Rollins, eventually culminating with Braun Breaker defeating Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship at Wrestlemania 42. Following that on Raw, December the 29th, we get a special edition of Raw, a special 3-hour episode commemorating the career of John Cena. In between matches, we get highlights of John Cena's career as well as video messages from people from Cena's past. Video messages include Kurt Angle, Batista, Chris Jericho, Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker, and most shockingly, Vince McMahon. During the night, we also see R-Truth in the locker room in tears as his childhood is coming to an end with Cena's retirement. John Cena walks in a shot and gives R-Truth his hat a la Bret Hart and the sunglasses. That just seems like the funniest thing to me, and I just need that to happen. And at the end of the night, John Cena comes out for his retirement speech. He begins by thanking the fans. During the speech, John Cena breaks out in a freestyle rap one last time. He looks down the lens and says, "After tonight, you truly can't see me." To the extremely talented locker room, this is your moment. My time is up. Your time is now. Cena removes his hat and leaves it in the ring and salutes the crowd one more time as the Titantron screen counter changes to 0 dates remaining. The locker room empties to give John Cena a standing ovation, and the next time we see John Cena is WrestleMania 42 for his Hall of Fame induction. So that's how I'd book John Cena's farewell tour from Backlash to retirement. And if you like this video, let me know if you want to see more of these booking style videos in the future and what topics I should cover. I'm JR Judy, and I'll see you next time.